Okay, so picture this. You're in unbearable pain and you know the end is near. What's the one thing you'd ask for? A painkiller, right? Maybe some final comfort for your family? Well, what if I told you that over 2,500 years ago, a man in this exact situation asked for something completely different? He asked for a lesson. Yeah, a lesson. So let's dive into this incredible story and its surprisingly modern advice for dealing with suffering.
So we begin with a man named Anāthapiṇḍika, and he's not just anybody. He was wealthy, highly respected, a huge patron of the Buddha. But right now, none of that matters. He's on his deathbed. And his pain, well, it's just indescribable. He uses these incredibly vivid, almost brutal metaphors to explain his agony. We're not talking about simple discomfort here. This is pure torment.
So in these final, excruciating moments, what does he do? Well, what he doesn't do is send for a doctor. He's not asking for a potion or some medicine to dull the pain. Instead, he sends a messenger to request a visit from one of the wisest monks of the time, a man named Sāriputta. Just think about that for a second. He's asking for wisdom, not a cure.
Now, when Sāriputta arrives, and he's with another famous monk, Ānanda, he doesn't just launch into some big sermon. His first move is one of simple, gentle compassion. He just sits down and asks, "How are you doing? Is it bearable? Is this pain getting any better, or is it getting worse?" He just wants to understand the raw, honest truth of the situation.
And Anāthapiṇḍika's answer, it's just devastating. He describes his pain with this brutal clarity. He says it's like a sharp blade splitting his head, a leather strap being cranked tight around his skull, a butcher's knife carving up his insides, even like being roasted over hot coals. And then he says the words no one wants to hear. My painful feelings are increasing, not decreasing. He's at the absolute limit of human endurance.
And this, right here, is where the whole story pivots. Faced with this horrifying account of physical decay, Sāriputta doesn't offer any false hope. No, you'll be okays. He understands that the problem isn't just about the body anymore. The real battle, the only one that can still be won, is going to be fought in the mind.
So this is the crucial part, this powerful contrast. I mean, anyone would expect this conversation to be about managing physical pain. But Sāriputta offers something completely radical. He offers a kind of mental technology, a way to train the mind to be free even while the body is failing catastrophically.
Sāriputta's lesson is, on the surface, deceptively simple. It's all about learning the art of not grasping. This is a fundamental shift in how we relate to every single moment of our lives, especially the painful ones. It's a practice that unfolds step by step, and it all starts with one powerful idea.
The heart of this teaching really comes down to one word from the original Pali language, upadhyati. Now, it translates to grasp or cling, but the meaning is so much more potent. Think of it like this. It's the act of taking something, a feeling, a thought, a sensation, and using it as fuel to keep the fire of our suffering going. It's the active ingredient in our pain. So, the prescription, the actual practice, is a simple but powerful phrase that Anāthapiṇḍika is taught to repeat in his mind. In Pali, it's na upadhisami, I will not grasp. It's a training, a conscious, deliberate decision to stop throwing mental fuel on the fire of his physical pain.
The training begins with the senses. Sāriputta starts with sight. He instructs, you should train yourself like this. I will not grasp the eye. Now, this doesn't mean go blind. It means don't cling to the faculty of seeing itself. Don't let your identity get all wrapped up in what you see. And the same idea applies to hearing. I will not grasp the ear. The instruction is to let sounds just be sounds. Whether they're pleasant or jarring, they just come and go. You're not clinging to the ability to hear as if that's who you are. It's about letting the world flow through you. It just keeps going systematically. Next is the sense of smell. I will not grasp the nose. Whether a scent is wonderful or awful, the practice is the same. Experience it and let it pass without grabbing onto the sense organ itself. Next up, taste. I will not grasp the tongue. See the pattern here? Each instruction builds on the last. It's this methodical process of disidentifying from the very tools we use to perceive the world around us. And now we get to the absolute heart of Anāthapiṇḍika's struggle, the body. I will not grasp the body. Wow. That is a monumental instruction. Sāriputta is saying don't cling to the very source of this immense pain. See it as a process, a collection of sensations, but not the ultimate you. And finally, the most subtle, the most profound step. I will not grasp the mind. Don't even cling to your thoughts, your consciousness, the very faculty that's thinking these thoughts. Let the mind be a tool, not your master. Let thoughts arise and pass without grabbing them and making them your identity. Sariputta then takes this principle and expands it to cover, well, literally everything. Don't grasp the basic elements of reality, like earth or water. Don't grasp your own feelings or perceptions. Don't even grasp big philosophical ideas about this world or the next world. The instruction becomes total. Release your grip on absolutely everything you can possibly experience. So what is the effect of this incredibly radical teaching on a man in his final agonizing moments? It's probably not what you'd expect. He doesn't just nod and say thanks. He starts to weep. But he explains through his tears, these aren't tears of sadness or despair. They are tears of profound insight, tears of relief. He says that in all his years of listening to spiritual talks, he has never heard something so deep, so direct, so liberating. In that moment, he was just handed the key to his own freedom. Shortly after Sāriputta and Ānanda leave, Anāthapiṇḍika passes away. And the story says he was reborn as a deva, which is like a celestial being in a blissful realm. He didn't die consumed by agony. He died in a state of profound peace and deep understanding. But guess what? The story doesn't even end there. There's this amazing epilogue. Late that same night, a radiant being appears before the Buddha, illuminating the entire growth. And you know who it is? It's Anāthapiṇḍika, no longer a suffering human, but a luminous, celestial being. He looks at the very place he supported so much during his life, and he talks about the joy it brings him. This is the ultimate confirmation, right? The practice worked. The teaching he received at the very end totally transformed his experience of death and his destiny that followed. And then, he delivers the ultimate lesson of his entire life and death. He shares this verse, which is basically the moral of the whole story. He says that what truly purifies a person, what leads to true freedom, it isn't your family name or how much money you have. It's your actions, your wisdom, and your moral character. And really, that's the bottom line. Anāthapiṇḍika was one of the wealthiest men of his time, but in the end, his wealth was useless against his pain. What saved him, what purified him, was his willingness to learn and then apply that wisdom. It tells us that true worth comes from our inner cultivation, not our outer stuff. So this ancient story leaves us with a really personal question to reflect on. The next time you experience pain, and it could be physical, like a headache, or emotional, like a surge of anxiety or anger, just for a second, notice. What is the very first thing your mind grasps onto? Is it the story of my pain? Is it the desperate desire for it to just go away? And what might happen if, just for a moment, you practice letting go?